Thank you so much for joining me back today. So we are going to be looking at cube numbers and roots. Cube numbers. So when we're talking about cube numbers, we are thinking about index law and exponents, powers. So our base can be any number, but our index is always going to be 3 for a cube number. So that means when I've got a cube number, the index of 3, that just means I'm timesing my base, which is 1, by itself 3 times. Even if I change my base to 2 to the power of 3, I'm timesing my base 3 times. 2 times 2 times 2. And it doesn't matter what my base is, it's exactly the same. Because of the amount of times I times it, all comes down to my index, which is staying the same. And it's just because we're looking at cube numbers today. So I've just written a few on the board here. 4 to the power of 3 is the same as 5 times 5 times 5. And now we can solve that. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 equals 8. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 equals 27. 4 times 4 equals 16. 16 times 4 equals 64. 5 times 5 equals 25. 5 times 25 is 125. Awesome. I can keep them going, but I'm not going to. So we already know what cube numbers they are. Now, cube roots. So we already know what the root sign looks like. For us to think about a cube root, we've got a little 3 over here. And we've still got our number in the middle. So that's what we've got. So we're saying when we've got a cube root is what is 3 numbers that we times together to equal this number, and they must be identical. Well, 1 times 1 times 1 equals 1. Same with this. Cube root of 8, I'm saying what is 3 numbers that I times together to equals 8. 2 times 2 equals 4. 4 times 2 equals 8. Exactly the same here. I've got a small 3 to show that I'm looking at the cube root, and I've got my 27 in the middle. So what is 3 numbers that I'm timesing together to equal 27? Would be 3. So the cube root of 27 is 3. Exactly the same. What is 3 numbers that times together to equal 64? Will be 4. So the cube root of 64 is 4. Last one. The cube root of 125 would be 5, based on finding the 3 numbers that I times together. Now, if I've got a number that is, say, the cube root of 12. I use what I already understand to help me out, but then I might not be able to get the answer without using the calculator because it's going to go into decimals. So the cube root of 12. So if I'm looking at a number line, I've got cube root of 8, which equals 2. And the cube root of 27, which equals 3. So I know the cube root of 12 will be between 2 and 3. And if I punch it into my trusty calculator, If I can find it on my calculator, that would help. Anyway, thank you so much.